All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the afternoon session. Looks like we did not take out that New York low, got really close to it, but about three handles away. Did not want to sweep the low, so now let's see if it trades into a fair value gap of some sort and then back down. Let's get rid of this channel because it is broken out of the channel and started to push bullish. Right, OTE then failed as well. It traded much lower than that. In fact, let's look and see how low it traded. So from the move down, it traded back up 88%, started moving the opposite direction. Let's look at this move here. Just passed 88, closed below 88%, didn't quite get the 100. Now it's starting to push higher. So very similar to the seek and destroy that I mentioned this morning that we may see. It's not exactly seek and destroy, so it's not sweeping the lows and then going back to sweep highs, but it is playing within the range. Whereas it gets almost towards taking a pool of liquidity, and then it reverses course, got it close to taking a pool of liquidity, and now it's reversing course. So it's making a smaller range is what it's doing. So we're getting lower highs, and from here, it looks like there's possibly a trend of some kind, like this kind of situation. So we'll see if it passes this trend line. But we are in the macro again, and we're tapping into the breakers. So this also could be a short entry where this is price really wanting to just retrace back in. And now it'll go for the lows down at 19,032. We'll see, but it looks like this trend line may hold. Oh, you're on the long. Okay, TJ. 40 to 75. Nice. Good job. All right, Queen. Hey, Holly. Welcome. Good to have you again. It's been a few days. JR. Anyone seeing this as an opportunity to short again? Or, I mean, the way I'm looking at it, I think it's best for me to just continue to sit on the sideline here, wait for one of these pools of liquidity to be taken, and then look to see where price wants to go from there. Now over, so we'll shift this over to 150 to 210 time slot. Set up the lunch low and highs, and then we'll just adjust if anything happens during the next 20 minutes. Old Triple C, what's up? Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yesterday was an eventful day, but otherwise, you probably didn't miss much. Especially if you were busy this morning, you definitely didn't miss anything. And even if you did, just like you said, the market's always here. There's always another day. Yeah, go ahead, Kat. Okay. Yep. Um, well, I'm not sure exactly how to trade your like Apex demo, but if you just want to trade demo in general on TradingView, then when you go in to log into, when you go to log into whatever broker you want to use, just log into TradingView broker, and it's called paper trading, I believe. And that way you can trade on your demo. And then when you're ready to switch over to your live account, then you log out of the TradingView broker and log into Tradovate broker. Yep. Yeah, so that's all you have to do. So when you're ready to switch over to your eval account, then you just go and log out of the paper trading, and then you'll see Tradovate. On my system, it's like the third option. Tradovate is the third one. You just select that one to put in your Tradovate account information, and then it'll log you in. Once you're inside of Tradovate, have you gone into Tradovate platform to activate TradingView? Yeah. So if you're looking for, you want to inside of your Apex account, you want to find a demo. Let me see. Let me see. You might have to go into the Tradovate platform to do something. Give me a second. Let me see if I can log in and figure that out really quickly. Yeah, I'm not sure if that option is there. I would have to go and check YouTube or something, unless someone else in the room already knows how to do that. Does anyone have a demo account attached to their Apex? Yep. Yep. So that's going to be different. You're going to have to put in your stops on your own, Captain. You get a couple of options. You can log in, or I'm sorry, once you activated your trade, then you go in and you have to, whoops, what is this? Definitely not 5. When you go in, you have to, like, let's say you're let's say you was in on a long right now, you would have to go in and click sell to put in a short position to take you out of the trade. And then you go above and you have to put in a sell to take you out if you hit TP. If you don't want to do that, then make sure you're doing make sure you're doing limit orders. So you use the short and the long tool. And by doing so, it'll automatically place your TP and your stop for you. So you go in, create your limit order, and then you put in where you want to take profit, where you want your stop loss to be. And when you hit the buy, it'll put all 3 of those positions for you. So just make sure you're doing limit orders. And if you do a market execution, then you have to manually go in and put your stop loss and your TP. All right, I put this yellow box here just to see how far we got up into the wick and then how price performed once it was in there. So we took the lunch high, but we're going to reposition it in 5 minutes when this candle closes. Oh, no problem, Captain. Glad you're here and gaining value from the sessions. So yeah, as you continue to develop any new questions that come up, make sure you let us know. We'll help you the best we can. But it's good to hear that you're making strides in your trading journey. Tap the fair value gap here on the 5 minute. Yep. Let me put this here so it's clear to everyone. Oops. 14. Right, Slim's up. So far, so good. Yes, we have been doing more watching than trading this morning, or yeah, than this morning. But yeah, so far, so good. It looks like we done broke the trend line and came in on the other side. I'll leave it up there for a few more minutes and see how the next couple candles trade. We are still trading inside of the opening range. Opening range is from 9:30 until 10. That's here. Traded back up to 88%. Traded almost back down to origin. And now we're up at the 62% level, right at an optimal trade entry. Inside of a bearish breaker on the 5-minute with the fair value gap. So we have the unicorn set up here. Now within there, we also had, I don't know if we should still keep it or not. We did have an inversion fair value gap, but it traded through it multiple times. Looks like we're coming back to it. So I'll put it back up there. But we would expect it when it traded back up for it to hit this level and fail, but it didn't. It traded above, traded below, and then it held. It held the last go around, traded lower. Okay, so I'll leave this trend line here because it looks like it's going to continue, still be relevant. We got another 25 seconds, and then this lunch high should be solid. We'll have that lunch high. The low is down at 0.35, and we have the New York low at 0.32. Bullish break at 12.05. Okay. Yep, definitely. I see it. Yeah, the only bad thing for this setup, I'll draw it out. Okay, so this was a breaker you were using, and you got a closure above on this candle, the 1320 candle. Okay, so it closed above I thought it was going to close below. It closed above, and now we put a candle body back on that same trend line. So let's continue to watch that. The only thing I don't like about this bullish breaker is, firstly, it's at the base of a bearish breaker, so they kind of overlap opposite directions. But also, there aren't any fair value gaps, either inversions trading down or on the way back up. There aren't any fair value gaps to create the unicorn setup. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But otherwise, good eye. This is a breaker. I'll remove this yellow box so it doesn't confuse anyone. All right, let's see if it wants that lunch high at 85. Yes, and thank you all who've liked the stream so far. I appreciate your support. Mm. Oh, loot. I did lunch from 12 to 1:30. 12 to 1:30. Yeah, but I agree with what you're saying. If I was using 12 to 1. Yep. It's from all the way over here. It's on the 5 minute from 5 o'clock, well, basically 5:10 down to 5:40 this morning. 5:10 to 5:40. Yep. Yeah, loot. I made that switch about probably 6 weeks ago. I used to do 12 to 1, and then I moved it to 1:30 about 6 weeks ago. Exactly, 12 martini lunches. Uh, I think that's precisely what ICT said. They are a little late getting back from lunch, so things really get going at 1:30. All right, looks like we've gone to the limit of this inverse gap here. Which also is CE of the pink area, the bearish fair value gap. And then we have about 10 minutes before the macro. So let's see what happens here. Oh, you know what? Didn't take into account. We just took out that lunch high. Gone it is. Looking at the other, so at least we're in sync here. We're bullish on all three indices and bearish on the dollar. So since we are not in the macro yet, we got 2 or 3 minutes. Let's just quickly look at that so we understand. All right, so on the dollar, we've just traded back into the bullish fair value gap here. Tap right into it, and we'll see how deep that wants to push down. Make it a little larger. All right, the Dow now has 2 to 3 consecutive hours of not a lot of activity after the big push up for the opening bell, and then pull back an hour later. So it's pretty much back in the low range it was trading in before overnight and into London. And let's see, we finally got a bullish candle here on the S&P. S&P's been a little weak this morning, but looks like it's coming alive this hour. And we'll see what Nasdaq wants to do. But for the most part, all three have been trading in the range. I would expect that Nasdaq to do something similar to what S&P did, a deeper retracement, maybe into a fair value gap, which we do have over here. So maybe this bearish breaker that we're inside of right now, maybe that can send price lower. We can get down to 18,900, maybe even 18,800. Ultimately, that's where we need to be to balance price, but that may be a tomorrow move. We'll see. But I just wanted to show you that now it looks like price is finally in sync, which is a good thing. Yeah, that could be. Since we're inside of this breaker that's been here all morning, I would look at smaller time frames and see if another breaker is created within this range to give us a better indication as to whether we're actually going to fail here. I mean, we do have the macro coming in 5 minutes, so that could be what does it. TJ, did you hold your long or did you drop out right as we were starting at 1 o'clock? Mhm. Okay, okay. All right, who was that who told me there was a breaker here? Bull breaker on the 5 minute. Daz, that was Daz. All right, Daz. Here's something I want you to take a look at. So you see how you told me this was the bullish breaker? I think you told me it was, yep, 1205. So these two candles combined. So from this low to this high, if you drop, remember I was saying I don't really favor it because it didn't give an inverse fair value gap or a unicorn coming back up. If you drop down to the 3 minute, so whenever you drop a time frame, if the range is exact same, but you get the PD array you're looking for, like in this case, we did get this bullish fair value gap here, giving you the unicorn, right? Then take the trade on the lower time frame. If it's the exact same range, take the trade on the lower time frame because it'll give you, first of all, you'll confirm it much quicker because the candle will close earlier, and it'll likely give you a trade back in. Sometimes on a higher time frame, it'll trade up, confirm, and then keep going without coming back. But then if you drop time frames, you'll see that it did trade back in before going to a higher one. So try that out the next time. It's good that you use the higher time frame to identify the breaker, but then start dropping time frames until you find one that the range is different. So if we keep going, so the 2 minute, yep, so the range is the same here. So you can see we got a bullish fair value gap here as well as right here. And let's get to the 1 minute. All right, you got the same. So in this case, I would use the 1 minute as the, because you'll be able to find more, and it'll, like I said, it'll confirm sooner and give you that re-entry. Um, but again, the fact that this bullish one is butted up against the bearish one, it doesn't sit well with me. I need there to be space in between the breaker so it can trade between a range as opposed to competing with one another for the same move. Okay, yeah, good. But no, your eye on spotting the breaker, that was a good job there. Yep. Give me a second. Give me 1 second, guys. Time frames here. All right, let's see if that's enough to push price lower. shorting on 57. Okay. See if we can't get it pushed lower. Is that about 12 points here? Well, let's go just a little higher. Oh, okay, Queen. Let me check. You said at 129. Okay. Sweet. Okay. See if we can sweep this low at 0.65. See if that happens. All right. So I would like to see this. I would want to see this area right here hold it. Oops. Want that to hold price below. Price has been a little iffy today, everyone. So keep that in mind. Johan, it's tough to say. I would like to say yes, but we've been fighting it all morning, ever since 10. It's 2 o'clock now, so it's been 4 hours. We've been looking for that to happen. Well, I'm sorry, we haven't been fighting the lunch low, but we've been fighting this New York lunch, which is 3 points below that. So we got equal lows here, so I'm hoping that that's the draw on liquidity. Not to mention, yesterday was so bullish. Price needs to retrace at some point, and to a greater degree than what it's done so far. So I'm hoping this is the time. Use my wrist down to here. Hopefully we get its inverse, and then the fair value got whole price below. That's what we're hoping for. There we go. We're in the macro still. Let's see if we can take this New York low during the macro. There we go. All right. Lunch low is taken. New York low still open. Oh, you went too? All right. TJ, I knew you were in it because it was a short. I was like, for sure, TJ's in this one. In fact, I was surprised you took that long earlier. Yep. Thank you, Slim. Oh, Slim, you got it too? Oh, good. All right, Johan. So you went from 80 to 70, grabbed 10, got back in at 75. Wow, nice. Good trade. Good job. Yeah, and that low resistance liquidity run, it tapped in, and 4 or 5 minutes later we were done. Those are kind of trades you're looking for, like what we've been dealing with all morning when I've been preaching patience. That's all that was. And even though you can't really see the candles here because they're all jumbled together, you can see this is what you wanted. And all of this is just back and forth and a lot of wicks. And if only I could get these more often. Yeah, got to take the New York low. There's no reason not to. It's here. The question is, how far will we go? Because, like I said, we need to retrace yesterday's price movement. Left a lot open, a lot of gaps. There we go. We might actually fly now. 75. Jeez. And look at how long this bullish breaker has been here. It was created basically at 550, confirmed right here at 838. Here we are at 2 o'clock, finally getting something out of it. Yep. Had to wait for our boys to get back from lunch and digest those margaritas, those martinis. All right, so the macro's over now. I'm going to move back up to the 5 minute here. I can't tell you how many times I've been burned by this same type of price action where I have a breaker that doesn't get invalidated. However, price is just hanging around for 3 or 4 hours, and I talk myself out of liking the setup, only to watch the setup work at some point during the day. Yeah, well, we have lunch low from yesterday at 950. I'm looking at 18,800. I don't know if that's today or tomorrow, but I'm looking at 18,800. We do have an FP tomorrow, so that could be a move that happens tomorrow during the news at 8:30 in the morning. Thank you, Sylvester. See, TJ being greedy, you're getting both moves. Told you to leave some for the rest of us. Oh, okay, Queen. Pro, Golf Pro. Perfect timing. Now I want you to have realistic expectations of me. I know you just showed up and you watched me take that trade and win in a couple minutes, but I can't do that every hour. But yeah, welcome to the channel. We are a group of various experience level in trading, also various setups. I like to take breaker setups with fair value gaps, what ICT calls the unicorn. But you know, we have different style traders here. So whatever your style, it doesn't matter. Whatever your experience level, it doesn't matter. But if you have any questions, throw it in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them for you. All right, RH, good to hear. Hopefully I can save you from some of the pain I've experienced. Yeah, I am. Been recommended by several others, especially Queen. I think you were the first one who told me to do YouTube shorts of executions. Um, and you're right, I should do them. Let me figure out how to do them, and then I'll get right on it. But I would like to see the channel grow. It's the growth has slowed down tremendously over the last couple months. And I mean, it's not a bad thing that we have a core group here where the chat is not too crowded, and we're able to, actually have a conversation through the chat. But I would like to see a few more traders here. No, I don't record them, but they're on YouTube has them, so I can always download them and do something with them. I do that sometime. I have this website I go to. You throw in a YouTube URL and it'll download whatever the video is. So I have several videos of things that I really like that I have on my computer just in case the author takes it off of YouTube. I still have those videos. Oh, do I have those recorded? No, no, I don't want to overwork my computer. Yep. Oh, okay. What happened, RH? Hey, just doing my best, TJ. I can't be a fireman, but I can save people from making bad trades. Do my best. Oh, okay, okay, good. Glad you rebounded. Oh, 10 terabyte. Damn. Yeah, I know. Comments will go through the roof. Yeah, but hopefully, if we can get some more experienced traders, it would also help out with helping out some of the newbies on what to watch out for, when setups are coming, that kind of thing. I've been using ICT since he started the 2022 mentorship, so January of 22. I studied nearly everything he had until like last summer, like June, July of 23. So I spent about 18 months just going through all of his content, watching his live sessions, all of that. And I just noticed ever since the breaker was confirmed, trading down here this morning, confirmed at 8:30. We put in a lower high, then a lower low, then a lower high. This was all consolidation, and now a lower low. So price has just kind of followed its price structure, even though it did all of this in the middle to tire people out, make them mentally fatigued. Yep. Yeah, Golf Pro. Hopefully see more of you. Oh, 5 terabytes. Okay. Close enough. 61.5. All right, let's look at this price leg. Okay, we've already did a 50% retracement up into premium pricing. So if it wants to move lower, it can go from here. Yep, look for a failure from here somewhere. Okay. It's 2 years. Yeah. Golf pro. I think, yeah, you'll fit right in with many of us here in this group. That's exactly what we're here for as well. Not all of us are ICT traders, or some have just discovered him recently and gone through just a small portion of his material. But yeah, we're all looking for that level of prosperity to, put our families in a different position. Yep. Oh, excellent. Well, I wish you well on your journey, your trading journey. Hopefully you hang out for a while. Yeah, not good, Queen. Although $200 is not a big difference, but I get it. You want them to be equal. It might be one of those situations where you need to look for another one. But I think all the other ones you have to pay for. So wait until you get some of those payouts to when you're willing to do that. Well, yeah, I've never been accused of being a gunslinger, so I can probably help you out with that, Golf Pro. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Queen. I wonder what their issue is and why they won't align to where when you take a trade, it enters both trades at the exact same position. Oh, okay. So you have one of the paid ones. Yeah, that's odd. Yeah, I'm sorry it's not working for you. Oh, well, Slim, you're better than me. It took me about 9 months before I found ICT. So I had some bad habits I needed to break. And yeah, and I wasted a lot of time looking in directions that left me with nothing but a dark hole. All right. So on all three indices, we did sweep the daily low, which is good to see. Oh, hey, Robin. Good afternoon. Hmm. All right. Let's see if the push lower comes from here. Um, RH, I already took one. And I've already outlined the next one. It protects them from itself. RH, this one is a little more risky than the one we had before. First of all, it's not on the 5 minute. Secondly, it's not at the top of the range. If we're looking for a short, it's already down into the range itself. So it's more about on the higher time frame, where do you see price going? So you have to have a draw where you think it's heading. Earlier, I looked and I thought that long term we'd be looking for around 18,800 or so. I'm not sure if that's where we're going today. But I could see a scenario where we're at least getting back down to sweeping this low here. So you're talking about 19, 15. Let's see what else we might trade into. All right, so we have a bullish breaker here. Yep, and see it starts at 19,021. So yeah, I think we could push into that, no problem. And that's probably why we pushed up a little bit, because we hit into here, which is where we were bullish yesterday on one of the entries. But I would favor at least maybe this lunch low from yesterday. We have a 1 hour fair value gap here. So yeah, that's most likely where price would want to trade into. Now there is some room here for price to trade a little bit higher, but I'm still favoring shorts. Yep. I wouldn't look for a long until we're back up in this range, up to around 19,085, 19,090, somewhere in there. We got to get above these highs if I'm going to favor a long. Oh yeah, these equal highs here. All right, see if we can get below this swing low right here. Yeah. Another thing to add on to that, RH, since we just exited a position, one of the quickest ways to blow your account is to exit a trade and then immediately look to get back in. When you had all of that equity built in where you could absorb a retracement of some kind. So it's best to just sit on the sideline, and unless you're a scalper. If you're a scalper, then you can go and look for a new setup. But if you're not a scalper, it's probably not a good idea to want to jump back in, because you probably shouldn't have exited if you wanted to stay in. Right. And if you missed the last setup, then it's more of a thing that where you need to figure out why didn't you identify the last setup, and what can you do to in the future improve so you can identify them and get into the setup, as opposed to watching it happen and then wanting to jump in afterwards. Because yeah, it's just not advised. It does work out for you sometimes, so I'm not saying that you'll lose all the time, but it's just a bad practice. Um, Golf Pro, to be honest with you, not a lot, not a lot. I'm not great at SMT, so it's something I'm familiar with, but not something that I put a lot of stock into when looking at my trade setups. I should probably do more. I should probably practice it a little more, but I'm not as comfortable with SMT and reading exactly what it's getting ready to do next. Okay, so you got lunch at 11:30 to 1, so I have lunch at for 12 to 1:30. So 5 minutes to the macro. 210, I'm sorry, 250 to 310. Hmm. Well, I know some people are really good at that golf pro. I'm just not. Can't read it as well as others. Hmm. If you want, okay. Let's see. Yeah, the closure of this hour is gonna say a lot about what the hourly price structure looks like. But we do at the moment have the dollar pushing lower, just swept below the last hour's low. And haven't quite taken a new low for the day. The low of the day is during the 8 o'clock hour, so probably the news event this morning. We'll see if it wants to sweep that level. The 90 seconds for the macro here. Uh, and finally traded back up to the area that it traded below. So it's good to get back up here. Now we want to see what the reaction is like, whether we get a rejection or it continues to push higher. But so far, the first minute is looking, sorry, not the first minute, but dollar still pushing lower. It's almost to the daily low. Not quite there yet, but almost there. Mhm. Made it all the way back up to the breaker, the 5 minute breaker. See where this 1 minute candle closes in 20 seconds. All right, we got all the lows here have not been violated at all. So we'll remove this as a trade idea, and we'll just use the current breaker we have as to whether it's going to hold or not. entry took place. Possibly, but nah, queen on the 1 minute. This was a beautiful CISD entry here, where you had a bullish push there, trade back into it and out. This level of impulse. Oh, you got in it. Okay. All right. 40. That's an even safer when you got in at the swing high then, or maybe a little less. Yeah. Oh, 54 for the silver bullet. Okay. Right here. Nice. What's your exit? Is it a certain amount of points, or are you looking for like these equal highs at 77? Oh, the mitigation block. I see. Yep. $78 equal highs. Okay, Milad. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, those lows are still holding. None of the lows have been violated yet. So let me mark this up so we'll see when the first one does. All right, there we go. First low to drop. Mm. Okay, it's 2 o'clock now. That's what happened. I looked at the 1 hour. I said, what happened? Okay. We just started a new candle. Okay, so the dollar did sweep those lows, so it made a new low for the day. Right, power hours upon us. We got another hour of trading today. Sorry, 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock candle. It's 3 o'clock. Sorry, Nick. Mm-hmm. Got it. Let's stretch this across and see if this holds. Hmm. You're right. We did not close there. We closed just below it. Just below it. Stuck the wick up into the bearish breaker and then closed just below the 15-minute fair value gap. You're right about that. couple minutes, we'll go over and we'll take a look and see how the last hour closed for the other indices, and then how the first 10 minutes has fared so far. Mm-hmm. Mm, Confirmed 15-minute breaker. Okay, let's look at this 15-minute here. Oh, I see. Final minute of the macro here. What's up, Ray? Good afternoon to you. All right, let's see what the 15-minute looks like. Still holding. Okay. Let's see. 204. Oh, it's the same one that you're in. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, we have this one right here that it closed below last time. So we'll see. Closed just below. Got about another 3.5 minutes. 850. All right. Malad, it just came down to the lower edge of the 204, 205 inversion that you're talking about. So far, it's still holding. Yeah, let's drop down from the 15, get into the 5 minute. But yeah, been holding tight all day. Swing highs have not been violated. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that, Queen. Yep. Yeah, he said it. NFP, try to get out by Wednesday morning, have your entries done, and then tape read for the rest of the week. Especially when you have a Wednesday like we had yesterday, where price just ran one direction, covered 350 handles. Yep. Yeah, not a lot of runners outside of yesterday. A lot of 20, 30 point moves. Unless you traded the news. The news usually gave, 50, 75. It's okay. For the most part, we preserve capital and we'll look for better setups. We've, yeah, Art, we've not been very active. We've been watching price mostly. We've taken a couple entries, but for the most part, we've just been watching. And see if we get a breakdown here. Taking those equal lows down at 19,047. Yep. Clean up a little bit here. I appreciate your art. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry about that. Yep. Yeah, other than really sweeping these lows we had from 10 o'clock, which also led into what we had during the lunch hour. Outside of that, if you look around, it's like we really haven't traded out of this range. Let's see, 16, 32. Okay, so about 85-point range. And then when you add in where it just pressed lower, so we've had from the opening bell, it's pressed down 100 points. All right, so this retracement back here, traded right, it's traded back up into premium, just above 50% right here. That's where we are. In between 50 and 62% and started trading lower. Here we're going to call this a daily range equilibrium. All right, Em. I'll catch you later. Thanks for joining today. Let's see the 5-minute fair value gap at 310. Oh, okay, right here. Oh man, 64 likes. That's awesome. Thank you everyone who's liked the stream so far. Anyone else, if you haven't liked it already and you finding value today, you can click the thumbs up button. That would be very much appreciated. All right, everyone, we have about 40 minutes remaining in today's session. All right, that didn't hold. Drop that off. All right, well, I was waiting. I think we were going to turn over and look at the other indices, see how they're trading. Now, especially since we're halfway through the hour. Okay, so on the dollar. Okay, so the dollar closed below. There was a bullish fair value gap here. It closed below during the last hour, invalidating that. So far, it's pushing higher. Not a lot, but it is pushing higher. On the Dow. Okay, so the Dow was bullish last hour. Not a lot of range for the opening 30 minutes here. Very similar on S&P. S&P is back where it started at the beginning of the hour, put a wick above and a wick below. And so let's see how it wants to close out today, whether it wants to push higher into this bearish fair value gap. That would probably be my guess. It's already pushed lower, rejected, close higher. And now we'll see where it wants to close out for this final 30 minutes. As far as Nasdaq is concerned, looks quite lethargic here. Let's look at this price leg and measure it up and see what kind of retracement we've received so far. Okay, just barely 20%. Especially if we extend it to this wick. Yeah, so not a great retracement at all. That's probably where we're going to be headed tomorrow, most likely. But we'll see what price does this afternoon, see how we close. But just wanted to make sure that we caught up with where we are, so we can frame up the next 30 minutes. bull trap to the downside. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, track you know 350 is our time. 15 minute. Just take a look at that. Oh, I see. So we got declining highs, raising lows. So we're getting right to like this little point here. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what we end up getting. Yeah, Art, I think this is what you were talking about. Okay, so it looks different on the 5 minute. Pretty much a channel we're trading in. But anyway, got about another 12 minutes or so, and we'll get that 350 to 410 macro started. See where that takes us. It's just taking forever. Tomorrow's NFP. Yep. Yeah, it should be fun. Protect yourself, everyone. It'll be a fun day, but let's make sure that we're safe doing so. All right, Captain. We'll catch you tomorrow or the next session you're on. Take care. If you're not aware of NFP, it will rip your face off. All right, so we've reached equilibrium of the wick on the 1 hour time frame. So there's a big down wick here. Oops, over here, small window here. And this hour, we've gotten just there at 19.040 and a quarter. We haven't gotten close to that on S&P. S&P still has quite a ways to go, and the Dow as well. All right, 5 more minutes, and then we'll be in the macro, and we'll have 20 minutes of final 20 minutes of trading, and then we'll close out our session for the afternoon, about 10 minutes after 4. I would say probably more with We already got it. So I need to shift this down. So this is where our market structure was protected from. Bearish market structure at 19,115 earlier when this low was printed. Then our recent price run at 2 o'clock created a lower low. So this should shift down. And that's at consequent encroachment of this fair value gap, the pink one there. I'm going to get rid of this equilibrium marker. And we'll drop down to the 1 minute frame. Okay, look at this. Nice little bullish push right into the breaker. All right, we're looking to see if price wants to be bearish here. And it appears that it does. Let's see if we can't get a continuation down to here. That was a risky entry, but let's see what happens. That's where my entry should have been. All right, let's come down with it. It got me. Oh well, stop was too tight. I got a bad entry. See if it breaks this low here at 57.5. And it did a limit order. Okay, there it is. It broke it. Let's see if it continues. Target in 1940. Not sure, Johan. It's just probabilities. I grabbed a bearish breaker off the 15-second chart that I was looking at, and the market execution, it just moved too fast to where my entry was much lower than what I had anticipated. But yeah, I would have targeted those relative equal lows down around 19,040. So it would have been like a 20-point move. I wouldn't have targeted anything major. But yeah, we can see that today all day trading has pretty much been in this 100-point range. So I would have expected it to stay. Just trade to the edge of it, clear some more liquidity. Yeah, if you're in a trade, protect your position. If you're not in, not sure this is, yeah. Usually it gets up and moves, and here it's still back and forth, right, for the first 10 minutes. So it's probably worth waiting until tomorrow if you're not currently in a position. Yep. Damn. Yeah, this was the setup I was looking at on the 15-second here. Got a slight peak above, and then it collapsed below. And I tried to catch it right here, and it ended up giving me an entry down here. And then when it retraced back, that's when I said this is where my entry should have been. And then it just would have targeted here. Hmm. Okay, so you're in with a micro. All right. Well, that's not too much risk there. And we'll see if we get down to 19,040. Still got another 7 minutes or so to get there. All right, golf world, take care. We'll see you next time. Oh, you're in too? All right, Slim. Well, good luck to everyone who's in a position already. All right, Triple C, catch you next time. Thanks for joining today. All right, Milad, we'll see you tomorrow. Tom, have a good one. All right, Slim, catch you later. Right, came all the way back to 59 so far. Yeah, it's been one of those days with price action. It gets close to where you think it's going, and then it just reverses on you. Yeah, been one of those days. All right. Yeah. So Des, what happened here was, yes, identify him on a higher. Um, and I will take it off of that higher time frame, except for when it comes back to revisit a second or third time. When it does that, I'm looking for confirmation that it wants to go in that direction once again, as opposed to reversing. So when I looked for this on the 15 or 30 second, it was because we already had the 5 minute breaker, and I wanted to make sure it still was wanting to go lower. And so I had to find a time frame where it was going to give me a similar pattern. And the 5 minute, it wouldn't have had enough time to print enough candles to show me that it wanted to go lower. So that's why I went to lower time frame, went to the 1 minute, then I was on the 30 second, 15 second, looking to see what I could find. Yeah. So if it on a return to the second go around, if I don't find it on a lower time frame, then I won't take that entry a second time. But on the first go around, I'll take it on whatever time frame it creates. So I'm okay taking it on the 5 minute if it creates it on the 5 minute. Man, all the way back to the origin. Oh, you're just 3 weeks in. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Man, you are much more advanced than I was at 3 weeks. Telling you, at 3 weeks, I barely could tell the difference between any type of setup. I was still looking at stochastics and EMAs and any kind of indicator I can get my hands on, trying to get something to tell me what to do. So there you have it. All right. It's 10 after 4. So that ends our session. Unless there are any burning questions or something you guys want to ask, hurry and throw it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll finish our session for this afternoon and we'll resume tomorrow morning at 9:15. For anyone who's done for the day and you're heading out, make sure you click the thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe as well if you haven't already. Let's see. All right, Queen, take care. Take care. Have a good one. All right, finally got more than 500 views in a session, so that's good. All right, Johan, take care. We'll talk to you tomorrow or another time. See you in the morning. All right, everyone. I think that'll do it. 9:15 tomorrow morning. Have a good evening.